All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Day 432, Sherwin alumina lockout. Well, Tommy boy, what's it going to be? You going to shit or get off the pot? I know you're going to try and give us a bunch of crybaby bullshit about the cost of alumina is down so low, the cost of that LME is so bad, we can't do it, we can't give you nothing. We told you already 100 times. Give us a decent contract or we ain't coming back. What you gonna do? Are you gonna push it to the deadline? Is that what you want? Was that your ultimate goal? To push it to the deadline? To push it down to the 31st? And then what? And then what? Just give us a contract. Quit being so damn greedy. You know as well as we know the cost of alumina is coming back. The LME is gonna come back up. It always has and it always will. And when it comes back, your plant is gonna be a total piece of shit and you're not gonna be able to make the product. You need to get us back in there now where we can put that plant back together. Let's think about the timeline from the day Tommy Boy walked into our plant for the first time. Let's see, Glencore Estrada buys Sherwin Alumina, and then they hire Tommy Boy to come into this plant and run it for us. From that day, we were doomed. We were doomed from that day because they put, I will not say what the man is they put in charge, but everybody's got plenty of good words for what they would like to say the man is that they put in charge. Anyways, we talked to people from other plants where you worked, from the last plant you worked before here. They told me it was the exact same MO. I told them what you were doing over here. They said that's exactly what you did to their plant and you destroyed them also. So let's see now. You came in our plant and you tried to be Mr. Nice Guy and be all cool and fake us out like you weren't going to screw the shit out of us. But that didn't last for very long because then you tried to optimize the plant. And what'd you do? You literally sent guys around the plant to spy on the workers and see what they were doing. And then you determined, oh my God, this is so stupid, I can't even believe that I'm saying this, but it's really what you did. You determined that the men were only working 25% of the time. So that means we could get rid of about 75% of the guys and we should still be able to run the plant. What a complete, total moron attitude. Absolutely, phenomenally the dumbest thing ever known to mankind. I know guys, engineers you had standing around, timing people going into the bathroom, out of the bathroom, timing people going into the break room, out of the break room. Did you ever take it to consideration just one that the guys were in the break room because your awesome new plant that you had with your new system of running it was a complete, total, absolute failure and it didn't work? And the guys couldn't have Go Devils when they needed them, the guys didn't have the parts they needed, the guys didn't have, they couldn't work? You want them to stand out in the 105-degree weather while they're waiting on a machinist to make them a new part because the part that came was wrong, because you are so incompetent, you can't run this plant. You couldn't get the stuff the people needed when they needed it to run the plant. So you want to turn around and blame that on us because you can't get us what we need when we need it? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. And did you ever think for 1 minute with your rocket scientist peanut brain the size of a peanut, did you ever think that it ever dawned on you that the operation guys that might have gone into the break room and what you might think took too long was because your plant was frickin' running and everything was Cadillacing and they didn't need to be out in the plant? Jesus Christ, mister. If those guys are sitting in the control room and the plant's making full production, that's a good thing. Are you that frickin' stupid? For God's sake, man. If you got your men sitting in a chair and that plant is kicking ass at full wide open production at 5 units, that's what you want. You don't want them running out in the field until it's needed for a pump swap or whatever has to be done. And when something has to be done, you know what? Them boys are Johnny on the spot. They get their ass out there and they do it. No matter how frickin' hot it is, no matter how hard it is, they come in soaking wet, down to their underwear, dripping, their balls are dripping water off them because they went out there in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the heat, and they did what it took to keep your goddamn plant running. Man, boy, I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, boy. You're disgusting. So now let's see where we're at in the timeline. So we've optimized the plant. We've decided we don't need these people. We got rid of them. And what do? We bring in a ridiculous amount of contractors, because you know what, Tommy boy, with your rocket scientist self, you know what? You found out when all those guys left after optimization, you couldn't run the plant no more. It was falling down. It was a disaster. It was a complete disaster. So you bring in a phenomenal amount of contractors never seen before in this plant, and they try to do, oh, that was just a joke in itself. Everything they did, we ended up redoing and fixing. So you found out you were running out of money in a hurry. Glencore was getting pissed off. They cut you off. You had no more money. You had to run off the contractors. So what'd you do? You fell back on the union workers, because we're the boys that can run the plant for you. So what did we do? We tightened up our belts. We didn't cry like a bunch of babies. We sat in there. We worked a ridiculous amount of overtime, because now we were understaffed. And we put your plant back together, and we got it running again. Yeah, that's right, Tommy boy. We did it. Not you. Not you. You didn't do shit but destroy it, buddy. We put it back together. We got it running again. We got it back up to full production with about half the people. And what did you do in thanks for us? Well, the next contract time came around, and you made us fight for about 8 months for a halfway decent contract, but at least we could live with it. It wasn't so bad. I mean, it was livable. And then we got your plant going, and things are Cadillacing along, and things are doing pretty good. And what do? You go off and promise Glencore Estrada that this next contract, we got him by the balls. We're going to screw the shit out of him. But little did you know, with your peanut little brain, that you can't. You weren't going to be able to break us. You weren't going to be able to do what you told Glencore you could do. But nevertheless, you thought you could do it. You gave it your best shot, and you screwed up completely and royally. And because of your arrogant pride, you would never anywhere along the line here tell Glencore maybe we should give him something to get him back in here, try to do this crap to him again next contract. No, you rode it to the end. You're taking it right down to the last day, because that's who you are, Tommy boy. But you know what? It's not working. Your plant is a disaster, tore up, destroyed piece of junk. And when the cost of alumina comes back, you're going to be screwed, because the plant's not going to be ready. Unless your ultimate goal is to take it to the end and destroy it for everybody, so nobody has a place to go back to work. And then everybody loses because of your arrogance, that you could not admit that you screwed up, but you just couldn't do it. So what's it going to be? We went through the timeline of from the day Tommy boy walked into this plant till today. And now it's shit or get off the pot. According to your people, we got to do something by December 31st. So you better put something on the table, because if you haven't, then, or if you don't, I guess you're going to run this baby right into the ground and shut her down. File bankruptcy, do whatever the hell you guys need to do in there. Because if you don't bring us something to the table, we're not coming back. And then you know, as well as we know, you can't run it. You can't run it. You can't run it without us. You never could run it. We were the guys that ran it. We've always ran it. The men and women that worked in that plant ran it. Tommy boy, you did nothing but destroy it. Nothing but destroy it. How many years has this plant been here? 50, 60 years? Until Tommy boy showed up. And this could be the end. I certainly hope not. I hope you're smart enough to give us something to put the only people that can put that plant back together back in there. If you got an ounce of brains in that head, Tommy boy, you're going to bring us something to the table to get us back in there, and we're going to save the plant for you. We're going to bring it from the brink of disaster back to life and put everybody back to work and get everybody paychecks again. But if you ain't that smart to know that you got to give us something, then I guess this is what it is. It is what it is. Maybe this is the end of an era. Anyways, Tommy boy, think about that. And I want to say, I hope you're proud of yourself. I've always said that before, but I hope you're really, really proud of yourself, Tommy boy. And I don't know how you live with yourself, but that's your business. Anyways, till my next post, y'all take care.